two African guys that won the championship. Share that with him, and I think of his dad and Pascal at Basketball Without Borders. A lot of people don't know that Pascal came to Basketball Without Borders in South Africa. He had been admitted into pastoral school in Cameroon, and he only came to Basketball Without Borders to see his sister who lived in South Africa. And he was going to go back to pastoral school. And all NBA, all All-Star, all everything, championship. And it's not stereotype championship of African waving the flag on the bench, scoring, contributing, doing everything, that you can think of. Again, I say to you guys that.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Sports Ethos Toronto Raptor podcast. And this is your host, Mr. El Hoopo. And of course, I'm with Mr. A.R.O.D. and Mr. Max Profit. You better pay me. And today is a very, very big day in Toronto Raptor land, and we have a lot to talk about. So let's 1, 2, 3, go. What's up, boys?
Boys, good evening.
Shelly.
Good evening. Well, as you heard off the top on the intro, as everybody in the world, the basketball world knows, Pascal Siakam has been traded to the Indiana Pacers. Yeah, so...
Actually, before we get into that, man, and before we even bring up anything else, man, I'm pretty shocked about the Golden State Warriors assistant coach passing away, man.
Man, yeah, good
that
call.
That shit is ultimately extremely sad. I don't know if these guys are around the dinner table with him, out for lunch, whatever.
I heard it was at the dinner table.
Yeah, but man, I can't imagine watching one of your boys just kind of croaking over in front of you. That shit's scary. So
heart attack, man.
Prayers out to his family. That's awful, man. And like, it took a while for them to announce that yesterday, man. Everybody was so fixated on the trade, and then.
I'm glad, actually, A-Rod, you did that. Yeah. That's a classy move. What you just did right there. I think we should definitely have a moment here for anybody that happens to, but especially in the basketball community. Like they said, it's a big family, and even if we're not in the league, but we speak on it every podcast, we're part of the family too. So. That's a very sad situation, and it was classy that they postponed those games as well. I believe they postponed 2 games now. They're going to postpone tomorrow's game as well. So, there's not much you can say except it's you wish the best to the family. You wish the best to everybody involved. So I send my best as well. But on another note, it was a big day, wasn't it? Just a big day. Let's get right into it. Usually we do one word for the game, and we will get into that Miami game, but let's do one word for the trade. What was your first initial impression the moment you heard that the trade was going down and went down from Shams and Woj? A-Rod, hit me. What was your first initial reaction?
I was groggy, man. I woke up from a little nap.
Groggy.
I was a little bit tired. I saw the trade. I was kind of processing it, and I was just more like, I want to say underwhelmed. Underwhelmed, but accepting. I mean, we talked a little bit in depth about how, the 2024 draft class isn't exactly all that. I believe they got 2 picks from that, and then 1 from the 2026.
3 first-rounders and 1 second-rounder.
Yeah. I think we got a fairly decent haul. I felt like last year when Pascal was peak value, it would have been even better.
I think so too.
But we kind of got, basically what we could get out of this right now. And, I love Bruce Brown. I've been on here talking about when I went to that Nuggets game last year. I was like really surprised with how good this guy was.
Yeah,
very, very
he's a
impressive.
dog.
I'm glad he's on the team. I don't know if he'll end up staying. I'm not quite sure of what the fit is. I hope he is. But, I mean, I was a little bit underwhelmed.
Yeah. Okay.
Just kind of glad that it was done, but underwhelmed overall.
Yeah. What about you, Max? What was your first initial impression, vibe, feeling from when the trade went down?
Um, a little relief,
Mm,
and then it was like a pause. I had to find out like who was this dude, and then Bruce Brown, and then the draft
mm,
picks.
mm,
I tried to get some more info on like what draft picks we were getting and all that. But
mm.
yeah, overall, I like the trade. I like that we have fully transitioned into the Scottie Barnes era. I
Yeah.
like that we have a dog in what's that, Bruce Brown?
Bruce Brown, yeah.
Yeah, I was
Yeah, he's a
watching Bruce.
dog.
Yeah, I've been watching Bruce Brown from when he was in Brooklyn, and all those guys got injured, and he got a whole bunch of playing time. I was just
Yeah,
watching
yeah.
this dude out of nowhere playing amazing. Like he played really, really, really good in Brooklyn, and then
Hmm.
he kind of went under the radar for a little bit, and then he popped back up in the playoffs at Denver,
Hmm.
and showed improved, got his money, and so now he's on the Raptors. So I'm really happy about that. Like
Yeah.
regardless of whether we trade him or you just play him out for the rest of the season, I think that's a good move right there. The 3 draft picks, I'm happy about that.
Yeah.
I agree with you fully. I have a few points on the trade I think that are positive. I think one is that the flexibility that the Raptors gained from this move, getting those picks, which I doubt they're going to go into the next draft with all of those picks. Masai said today in his presser that like, most likely there's more to come. There's more trades to come, right? So, and I think with I look at it too of what we have on the roster. It's almost like we gained a Jonte and a Grady Dick. I know the last game you saw Grady, it almost was like he exhaled. He was breathing.
Yes,
He was
yes.
playing a little bit, right? So it's almost like we gained those two boys through this trade as well because Jonte he was bubbling a little bit. Well, white tea he was bubbling a little bit, and then boom, he's filling in. And I heard, did you hear on the broadcast? Because for everybody listening right now, Raptors are still playing Chicago as we speak. But Bruce Brown came in and dropped 10K on Jonte for his number, so that's why Jonte is number 34 now. 'Cause he
Okay,
wanted his number, yeah, 10
okay.
G's for that number.
You think he
Um,
asked for that, or you think Bruce Brown
the,
just dropped that on him?
Bruce Brown asked him, and then said,
No, I
"I'll
mean
give
the
you, I'm
10
gonna give you
G's.
10K."
Oh,
Oh, I
okay,
don't
okay.
know. I guess he just offered 10K, and then
Yeah,
Jonte's
I'm
like,
I'm I'm
"Yeah,
thinking
I'll
I'm
take it."
thinking that he just sort of like said, "Hey, here's 10K for the number."
Yeah, man, I don't know. But I'm gonna end it at that. I mean, it was a turbulent, turbulent season so far because everybody with any thought knew that this was coming, and it's
Mhm.
just the more it dragged on, I think the more it was just gonna sour the team out, and it had to happen. And I'm glad it happened the way it did, and the flexibility that the Raptors gained through this trade to go into this trade deadline and go into the off season. It bodes well for the future, and that's the way I see it. So I don't know if you guys have anything else you want to jump on that trade, but. And also, what is your favorite Pascal memory? If you could remember one Pascal memory from his career here as a Raptor, what would that be? Do you have one?
That's.
Um,
I mean, maybe
I don't have
somewhere
a
along the
specific.
championship run.
I don't
Yeah,
have a
that's where I'm at.
specific memory, but I remember when he first started to get that spin move going, and it
Mm.
became like a thing. At first, it would seem like, is he doing that on purpose? And then, he started getting good at it, right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
And that's sort of like my favorite memory of Pascal, him developing that patented move.
Yeah, yeah. And him coming up with the young guys, with the bench mob,
Yeah,
and
with Fred Van Vliet and them, that was fun.
Jakob, and yeah, it was good to see. It's the growth from within. So it's the development. It was the proof, show and prove that the Raptors are very good at that. So
We're the
when
best
they
at
hit,
it.
they hit.
Sorry,
Yeah,
Miami, we're the best at it.
I think so. I think so. I think so. But I think we should give him a big salute and wish him. We only
Yeah,
wish him
yeah.
well. We only wish him well out
100%.
there. And I mean, these two guys right here, for people just listening to the video, we got a
Sheesh,
picture here of
sheesh,
Pascal
sheesh.
and
That's
Halliburton and
gonna be
India.
a problem.
Oh my goodness, these two. All
Stay
he has to do
healthy,
is put his
boys. Stay
hand up.
healthy.
Yeah, yeah. And we called it. We called it first episode of this year. Who we say was going to win the NBA championship?
Indiana
The
Pacers.
Indiana Pacers. First episode, first thing we said, who you got to win it? by Indiana Pacers.
That was that game they blew out Washington, man. Didn't they drop like 150 on them?
Yeah, we were so high. We're like, oh, the Raptors, man, we're gonna sneak into maybe third or fourth.
Detroit beat the Wizards the other night, so beating the Wizards ain't nothing to brag about.
Yeah.
You know what I loved about that? On a side note, all that shit Kyle Kuzma was talking, where he was like, "You can't be the team that loses to them," and then his team goes and loses to the Pistons. That was great. I actually enjoyed that.
The basketball guys are always listening.
Why is Kyle Kuzma saying anything?
Yeah, exactly. Well, let's jump into the most recent game, which was, as like I said, the Raptors are playing the Bulls as we speak, and we'll speak on that in the future. But the Raptors came in after that trade and absolutely just went on an emotional tear in that first half. They played the Miami Heat, were in town, and Raptors won the game 121-97. They rode that high that first half. Just it was beautiful to see. There was one sequence I saw there where everybody touched the ball. It was around the 3-point line. It was like bang, 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 boom. It was beautiful. What would you guys see, and what was the vibe you came out of that with from that game? A-Rod, hit me.
Definitely, development of IQ, handling the ball more. I think he got 5 assists in the first quarter. I mean, he was looking nice.
He couldn't miss.
RJ is getting better looks now with the spacing, kind of partially solved with Pascal gone. If you take a look at RJ's shot charts, especially over the last 10 games, it's either being the key or the 3-point line. There's no in between. No, I think maybe one game he had one mid-range shot maximum, but it's very much like Harden and Houston kind of era. So it'll be interesting now that Pascal's gone. He's going to have more space to operate in. I think IQ handling the ball more will be better for the team. I'm interested to see how the offense looks. I still don't think this is a done team.
No.
But it'll be more entertaining. It'll be better basketball than what we were watching over the course of the first 30 games.
Oh yeah. 100%. What'd you see in that game, Max? Was there anything that stuck out to you watching that one?
The three. Man, we got to get more 3-point shooters, and we got to focus on hitting those threes. I think we're a very good team when we're hitting our threes. We got the rebounding, we got the size, we have the speed, but if we're not hitting our threes, we are so below average type. Man, we suck when we're not hitting our threes, bro. It's very, very disturbing. It's like we're like a light switch, our team, and we got a huge hole at center. But we're a work in process, but the process is building around Scottie, and I just sort of like how we have a identity now, and we're just going to continue to refine that and get better.
Yeah, literally, Masai. We spoke on it before. We had a whole episode where we said that Scottie was a made man, but he's officially now a made man. After that trade, Masai was like, "Yeah, listen, he brought him in. Brought him into the coffee shop. Say, have an espresso. Have a shot of this real good stuff here. Listen, Scottie, it's your team now. It's your fucking team now. I'm gonna build it all around you, Scottie. You're a winner. You're a winner. He gave him that.
A made guy gets made. Like a made guy gets made, the mob knows, the streets know, but then there's a certain point where everybody knows. The newspapers, knows. The police, the fans, the whatever, everybody knows. Feds. This is Scottie. Scottie's in this night now. He's showing up at the court with the suit. The photographers are there.
Yeah, like John Gotti going to court.
Yeah, time to beat another charge. Let's go, baby.
Beat another charge, exactly. And like I said earlier, it opened up some things for Grady. It was good to see Grady the other night. You see that 360 pass, he had that bing, bang, boom. Man. So as long as I think he's just in his own head, and he's just kind of...
Yeah, he's tight.
He's tight. He's too tight right now. Exactly.
But I think we drafted the right kid, but it's a new era. We can't even be too hard on these kids when it comes to
No.
We don't even know how to it's a different era.
You're absolutely right, and Masai actually brought that up in his presser today. It is a different era. Scottie's ready to win now. These kids want to win now. And he brought up a good point. It's like, listen, yeah, it's a reset, it's a rebuild, but do we have the patience to do a proper what it used to be a 5 to 6 year rebuild? I don't think there's patience for that.
No.
No, exactly. So
there has to be though, man. Like, people got to understand that it's hard enough to make a finals, let alone win it, and you got to be good and you got to be lucky.
Know that.
We were both in those years. So like,
we probably ain't going back to the finals for a while.
And that's okay, man. Just enjoy the process and try and get more out of these guys. Watch them grow. It'll be nice. We got rid of the old era because clearly the old era wasn't good enough to even be remotely in contention.
No.
You know what I mean? So let's just enjoy it for what it is. Who cares if they win 30 games or 25 or whatever?
I care.
I'm just saying, as long as they get better nightly, and then the next year that they're even better, then hey, it's good.
I'm actually with you on that one, A-Rod, 100%. Enjoy the ride because you know that who's basically heading the ship and captaining the ship knows what they're doing. It's not like I trust Masai. I trust the front office. I trust what they're doing. And he's just too emotionally attached to not do it right. He knows what he's doing. So now his guy is Scottie. It's fully fledged. Like you said, and the media knows now. Everybody knows now. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. This is Scottie Barnes' team now. And we're going to build every single little piece around you, Scottie. So let's win. And it may take a while, but listen, enjoy the ride. Because it's happening quick. His development is quick. His team is also, I think, going to develop quick around him as well. I don't think it's going to be a 5 to 6 year thing, but we'll see. We'll see.
I think our question now is, do we have the right coach?
We gave him his team, so now it's his turn, right? Like it's not older players. This is all your guys now. Yeah. I'm pretty sure we consulted with you before we brought in all these guys. So everybody on the team is now your player, and we can judge him properly. But I got no pressure on the coach. We give him a whole 2 years before we fire this dude.
Did you see that clip that from yesterday after the coach passed away?
Yeah.
They were boys,
that was great what
right?
he did. The first
play of the game, was one of his plays. So
very cool. Very cool.
Yeah,
it kind of reminded me of the triple double that Westbrook got when Nipsey Hussle died.
Oh man,
he did the 2-2 for the 60.
Man.
And that was very when you can do stuff in basketball and salute somebody like that. That is very cool.
Another little side story. You remember when Chris Paul's grandfather died? And I think his grandfather passed away at 61, and he had a chance to set the
when he was
state
in New
record.
Orleans.
No, in high school.
When was that? Okay.
So he
had
a chance to set the state record for points. So he was at the line for 2, and I think he had 60, and he hit the first one. His grandfather passed away at 61, and he just missed the second one on purpose.
Very nice. See, that's that cool stuff right there. I like that.
Yeah.
That's why I love sports, man. That's why I love basketball. It's right there. It's those little stories like the Mitchell Robinson story you said about his high school coach. It's stuff like that just makes everything just fine. You know what I mean? God, I love that shit.
It's a way to get some of that energy off your chest for sure in a good positive way for sure.
Yeah, man. Oh, basketball was there when I was at my lowest. I'm telling you, basketball. And all I needed was my shoes, my ball, and a rim. That's it. That's all I needed. Anyways, man. So we can get out of that game, and
please do.
Please do. But speaking of which, so I told you boys I fell right when I was running, right? First time in 3,000 kilometers, right? And it's not healing, right? I went to Loblaws, I went to No Frills, and I went to these little shops right there. I'm like, excuse me, you got any something like polysporin for to get rid of some of this infection I got on my knee from a cut? And I'm like, not really. So you guys know of any supplement shops that may have some healing ointments?
Max, you know it, man. You know it.
Popeye supplements.
Let's go, Popeyes.
Popeye supplements. Well, as you know, that means this is another segment of this
or that.
brought to you by Popeye's Supplements, which is funny. I ordered my protein, not to put them on blast, but I ordered my protein, and usually I get it the next day or the day of, right? But we had that tiny little snowstorm last Friday.
Yeah,
They didn't deliver it, and they said due to terrible weather, basically, right? So I called them right on Monday, and they're like, "Oh no, we'll get it to you." Didn't get it Monday, didn't get it Tuesday. I'm like, listen, I called the lady. I'm like, listen, I shout you guys out on my fucking podcast. Where's my fucking protein? Because if I don't get my protein today, guess who's not on my podcast anymore? So you know what she did? She sent it in an Uber. She sent the protein in an Uber.
Popeye's customer service. Let's go.
Man, shout out to Shanna.
Look at that.
Her name is Shanna at the flagship Popeyes at basically Young and wherever that is. And shout out to Shanna for doing that. That's
like
cool.
That's like a Linsanity 38 of the customer service world, man.
Right? That's what I said to her. She's like, I've never done this before. I'm sitting in the Uber. I'm like, listen, Shanna, that is cool as shit. Thank you. And she goes, I threw in a water bottle and a T-shirt. I'm like, thank
above
you,
and beyond. Proper business.
And beyond. I like that. All right, so let's get into it. We'll do this one for Shannon. This one's for you, Shannon. Thank you for my vanilla PVL whey protein. First one we're gonna jump into is a fight, and this one is gonna be a lot of fun. So we're gonna stay in Miami. We're gonna take an old Miami dude, and we're gonna face him up against somebody who I think might be able to give him a shot. So in this corner we got Chris Bosh.
Oh,
Chris Bosh.
Oh man, you just had to choose that one.
Chris Bosh.
This is the fight we're doing right here. This is the fight.
This is the fight.
Okay,
so
just double checking. Just double checking.
Chris
It was an adult
Bosh.
film, man.
Chris Bosh versus our very own Max Profit. Look at Max P. Look what I found. I dug that one up, Max. For those just listening, I popped up Max P, one of the greatest and I'm not even trying to gas him up. This is one of the greatest legendary underground rappers in all of Toronto. And I have a picture. I did a show with him a long, long time ago. This is over 25 years old, maybe, this picture that I just popped up here. And I found it in a photo album. That's a real picture right there. One of those, yellow cameras.
That's a great picture, man.
Yeah, and so we got Max P, Max Profit versus Chris Bosh in a street fight. A.Rod, who you get?
Listen, Max in that picture looking like the kind of guy who knows life or death situations.
That's what I'm saying.
So if he sees Chris Bosh coming with that champagne and that open mouth, he knows he gotta finish the deal, man.
Yeah, man, that's what I'm saying. And it's funny, in that picture, Cole Cash is right beside you too.
Oh man, I haven't seen Cash in a minute. Where is that dude?
I don't know. He was supposed to be in the fantasy league, and he wouldn't answer my texts, my calls, nothing. I don't know where he's at. So, anyways, Cash, if you're watching this, man, reach out, buddy. But
reach out.
So you got 1-0 for Max P. Yeah, this is the Chris Bosh. You guys know my opinion on Chris Bosh, right? I just want to see his ass get whooped by Max P right here. Just, like you said, I'll hit the iron. I'm gonna give you a spoon. I'm gonna give you a fork. I'm gonna give you a knife. I'm gonna give you stones. I'm gonna fill up a sock full of rocks, and you just
appreciate it.
Smash. Get this guy out of here, man. Max P.
I got a couple stories about Chris Bosh since he's local.
Spill it.
I was in a clothing store. One of those gear shops right across the street from Eaton Center on what is that, Stratham? What is that, Stratham? What's the street where you go into the underground?
Oh yeah,
Strong. I think I'm talking about Rockwell. I'm talking about Rockwell on Strong.
Yeah. And he used to drive around the block with that sign on the stupid truck, man.
So I was in there. Oh, wait a minute. Rockwell was the next one on the other side of the street. Yeah, this one is like a little boutique type spot that was only there for a little bit. It wasn't Rockwell. Rockwell is legendary though.
Yeah, in the alley.
Yeah, in the alley.
There was a barbershop right around there too.
Yeah, Rockwell is legendary. This one was right on the street corner, right at Strong and Young right there. And so I'm in there looking at some clothes, and I see a shorty with a real fat ass, super fat, like not local type,
like a hippo.
Yeah. I found out she was from Houston later on, but at the moment I was just like, wow. And so I'm trying to run my game on her, and I struck out, but it was a light strikeout, whatever.
Yeah.
And so when she walks out and she hops into a big old Benz,
Oh.
you know,
Yeah.
like, and the dude that works at the store was like, "Yo, that was Chris Bosh's girl right there." And I was like,
Max
oh
P.
snap. You didn't tell me? And I was like, no, I wanted to see if you was going to get through.
Yeah, man.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? So, I gave him my shot. I gave it a
Took
shot.
his girl, yeah. Oh, man.
We used to see Chris Bosh in the club back when he was first going to the club, like, because he got drafted here. So he first started going out to the clubs. We used to see him, and he was nervous as a hooker in
I was going to
church.
say, he's awkward.
Man,
Yeah.
awkward as hell, but we always made sure that we let him know, hey, just hang over here in this corner, you'll be all right. And then, once he knew that whatever, the goons in the club or whatever were cool with him, he got real comfortable. And so he was one of those guys. Real nervous and then real comfortable, Yeah. Chris Bosh is a scary, scary dude. No threat.
Well, yeah, Chris Bosh is Chris Bosh. Yeah.
What do you think of that era, that Chris Bosh era? When we
Such
were
a
like,
weird
before we
era,
were
man.
good. Before
Strange
we were
era.
like,
It was a strange era,
Yeah,
yeah.
strange era, man.
Yeah.
Glad we got to witness it though. Adds more lore to the Raptors story.
The different type of struggle that Chris Bosh era.
Well, let's get into this here. So I went into the music of Miami, which is a lot of fun. We've done it actually already, but I dug a little deeper and I found out one piece here that I had no idea he was from Miami. So what we're gonna do here is, in their heyday, who partied more? Okay, so we're gonna go first things first. We're going with the 2 Live Crew.
Hey, legends.
Legends. As
It's like
nasty as they
you gotta
wanna
go. You gotta go NWA and Run DMC to get more legendary than these guys.
be. Man, so we got 2 Live Crew. Who do you think party more, 2 Live Crew, or I had no idea he was from Miami, but Jim Morrison?
Jim Morrison is from Miami.
That's what I'm saying. I did
One of
not
my
know
favorite rock
this
stars.
ever.
And shout out to Val Kilmer, man. That Doors movie is amazing.
Amazing. So who do you think party more? What do you think's being? Look at this. Who do you think party more? We got Jim Morrison or 2 Live Crew.
Oh wow, this is like a great
one,
matchup, man.
That's
This
a
is
good
great.
matchup.
Good work, Poe. This is a great matchup.
Yeah. I know. This is tough, right? I still don't know my answer.
I don't know either, man. I might stay undecided.
All right, A-Rod, hit me, A-Rod. Who do you got? 2 Live Crew
All right.
or Jim Morrison?
I'm gonna go Jim Morrison, man.
Whoa.
Hey.
I'm gonna go Jim Morrison, man. I gotta go for him.
Yeah, you gotta go. You gotta go with the Doors lead, huh? He's
Yeah.
seen some shit, this guy. All right, so 1-0 Jim Morrison. Who do you got? Max P.
Oh man,
That's
I have to
tough.
go with 2 Live. Crew.
Oof. You
Because
gotta go with him?
that's
perfect.
those guys are like our uncles and stuff. Like, come on, man.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
those guys they literally raised us, like literally, and but shout out to Jim Morrison, because that scene in the Doors movie, they must have got it from a real scenario where like he's got the 2 girls giving him head at the
Yep.
same time while he's recording.
While
Like,
he's recording,
like
legendary.
anybody who's ever recorded music ever, that's just a legendary, heroic moment in history right there.
Because you think about it, you're like, could I get through the verse?
Yes. Everybody.
Or could I
put them-
get through
you
what I'm trying to
automatically
do?
put yourself in that spot and say,
Yeah.
it's great.
I
It's-
personally think I could. I think I could find a way to get through it.
Kind of reminds me of He Got Game on the Ferris wheel.
Oh, man.
Jesus Shuttlesworth.
Well, I'm gonna. Man, okay, so, see, I was just thinking, who do I got? Because 2 Live Crew, come on, man. Like, my God, these guys had some days and nights. All right.
Rap was different, man. Rap was like a band thing. Like
Exactly.
records, man, it was crazy. Like 2 Live Crew. I mean, what's his name? From Memphis. They went through a similar thing, but 2 Live Crew was crazy.
2 Live Crew was crazy. So I'm gonna have to go with. You know what? I have to go with Jim Morrison, just because anybody that has a song just light my fire. Like, come on, man.
Great
come
song.
on, man. Like, come on, baby. Come on. Like, no. You know. You have a song like that, like, it's game over. It's like Johnny Cash, and when we had Johnny Cash versus whoever it was, it doesn't even matter who it was against. Johnny Cash wins, all right? Jim Morrison wins, like, because the thing with him is that he was so high and so gone and so into his music that I believe he was living in the future and the past at the same time.
He's legendary rock star.
Like legendary. He was in the like, what was that show, Stranger Things? Like, he probably was in that spot. That Stranger Things spot, the under thing, whatever, right? So 2 girls, it was probably 20. Who knows? You know what I mean? Like, who knows?
Miami though, in the mid to late '80s. Oh my goodness.
God. The Pablo powder was still fresh and clean.
Goodness. they didn't even change the drug laws yet. Like, you can get caught with all kind of work, might do 16 years and come right out of jail
and do it again.
It was a wild time, that 2 Live Crew era.
Yeah, exactly. So, but I'm gonna have to go. Like I said, I'm going with Jim Morrison. Like, just on the fact alone.
Yeah, I mean, he's a legend.
Come on. So 2-1 for Jim Morrison. Come on. But all due respect, like a big salute to 2 Live Crew and Luke. That's come on. You know, it was a tough matchup. All right, I got another fight. And I just want to, because I forgot, I didn't know what I was going to do with him. I'm like, oh, I forgot about you. And then I was going to do a shout out to the one guy, and I'm like, why don't I put him up in a fight and see where we go? Because we usually don't do 2 fights. But in this corner, we got Birdman. Chris Anderson, yeah, he found himself in some trouble too. I forgot about that, but
got out of it.
Did he? Okay.
Yeah, he got out of it. I think because from what I remember, I think the girl recanted and said she tried to frame him. She said she tried to frame him.
Oh,
Skins
really?
beef.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those are complicated beefs right there.
Yeah. So Chris Anderson, we got the Birdman, hit him up against the king of the Miami Heat, Udonis Haslem.
Udonis Haslem about to get his jersey retired.
Well
not
deserved.
Even close, man.
No,
Haslem's
I know.
One of those guys that's just like
beat your ass.
Yeah, he's Miami like lore. This guy's been on the bench for how many years now?
I never understood it. But hey, that's a Miami thing, you know.
Yeah,
that's their guy.
That's their guy. So
that's
no
their
question.
guy.
Didn't he come in and drop like 27?
Where? When?
Haslam. I swear to God, he dropped like 27 in his last season.
I hope
I
so.
do not remember that, not one bit.
He came in and I swear they played him one game because like everybody was out or whatever.
Not one bit. I do it before, as you're looking up those stats.
Okay. Huh? Last game of the season, they played Orlando. He played 24 minutes and dropped 24 points.
That was his last game?
Yeah, last game.
Look at that.
That's wild.
So it shows you, man. He was ready for that. He wanted that smoke for Orlando one last time.
He had a whole lot of time to prepare for that game. I tell you
Let's give him a big shout out though, Udonis Haslem. He's one of those guys. Shout out to
Udonis Haslem, the gangster.
Yeah, he's one of those guys. That's the guy. All right, last thing here on. I want to give a shout out. I was doing my research on the Miami Heat and old Miami Heat, and one name popped up. I'm like, yeah, I remember that name, and I did a little bit more research on him. And shout out to all my Lebanese friends out there. Ronnie Cycli.
Hey,
Ronnie Cycli.
Wow,
I didn't realize
Ronnie Cycli is Lebanese.
Is Lebanese and was not only is he Lebanese, but he was the first Lebanese basketball player ever to play in the NBA.
That's awesome.
Okay, that's
Ronnie
very
Cycli,
cool.
Man, for the
Didn't
Miami
even know
Heat.
he was Lebanese, but hey, that's great.
That's
I didn't know that
cool.
either.
Super cool.
He just
Ronnie
his
Cycli.
name and his look reminded. He looked like I thought he was from Brooklyn or something like that.
Yeah, Ronnie Cycli looked like he had like 4 clubs in Miami and about 18 baby mamas, and just he looked like kind of like the basketball version of Dan Marino. Like he was very. Very like Miami is so right for you. The chest hair. I mean, this dude was Miami all the way.
I can picture him wearing one of those rings. That's like a double ring.
Yeah.
I bet you him and Riley had some nights, huh? Riley's like, I'm gonna take you out of the town and boom. They ended up. What's that club called down there that you always hear people go to? Live.
Yeah, Live.
Is that
yeah.
one of those clubs? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Ronnie Cycli, DJ.
Ronnie Cycli.
All right, so
Mr.
that
Miami.
Mr. Miami, I like that. Well, that was another episode of This or That, brought to you by Popeye Supplements and Shanna for getting my protein delivered to me in an Uber and with a T-shirt and a new water bottle. Thank you, Shanna. So big shout out to you. Thank you.
Papa things, plastic and plastic.
Popeye Supplements. Okay,
Bum, bum, bum.
let's go around the NBA. I've got one note, and I want you guys to throw some at me, but I saw something yesterday. I saw something that I just found so stupid, but so hilarious that I just didn't want to forget. I even wrote it down. I'm like, I got to bring this up to the boys. DeAndre Ayton yesterday missed his game because of ice sheets.
Yeah.
Because
What?
there was ice on his streets in his neighborhood. He couldn't make the game. Portland Trailblazers sent people. They sent people from the team to pick him up, but nope. He couldn't, I can't go outside. I can't do it. He wouldn't leave because of ice sheets in his neighborhood.
I don't know what neighborhood this man's living in. I understand Portland's probably not ready for that kind of winter. They're probably more rain efficient. But
Portland can handle some snow. And
I know,
ice.
but it is crazy, man. That was funny. I seen that too. I started laughing.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought it was a joke.
I thought it was a joke at first until I seen, they have like the daily fantasy on Twitter.
Yeah.
And they were like, DeAndre Ayton probable for Friday, ice melted. And then I realized it's not a joke, like.
Oh, man, DeAndre. Okay, what about you guys? So anything else around the league right now that you've noticed, positive or negative?
All-star voting.
Yes.
Been pretty interesting to see that. Some guys are going to feel like they definitely got shafted. I can't remember exactly what the ratio is and like how it's weighted towards fans and coaches and players. But some of the guys, man, it's like Austin Reeves. Reeves got like 300,000 votes or something, man. He got more, I think he has more votes than Banchero or like something weird like that. I can't remember exactly who it was, but it was just weird. Like that guy's just been doing nothing all season. But Lakers fans go out in droves. They vote for him.
Would you call him Hillbilly Kobe?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's his name. I didn't call him that. That's his nickname.
Oh, man, I love it. Hillbilly Kobe. Just snake handler. Oh, man. And how Scottie is not on. I mean, I get the record. I get where the Raptors are at, but that's just crazy.
So how does the voting work? Is it like still where the you get voted for the starting line and then the coaches pick the reserves, or is it the whole team gets voted now?
I think it's weighted like 40% or 60% is the fans' votes, and then the others are like split between 20/20 or whatever it is.
Writers
and that's for the whole
thing too.
And that's for the whole team or just the starters?
Just the starters.
Okay,
I
and
believe
so
it's just the starters.
and then the coaches pick the reserves, right?
I think eventually they do end up picking the reserves based on guys' availability.
Which Scottie will make that.
But
Yeah.
no, doesn't Adam Silver pick the reserves? Like for the guys that got injured?
Yeah,
I think he does the last minute replacements. I don't know.
Well, last minute
for
replacements.
injuries.
Last minute replacements, yeah, but I'm just talking like you got the starting lineup that gets voted for, and then the reserves usually get picked by the coaches, right?
I think that's it. I can't remember exactly, but I just know the voting just looks off, man.
Yeah, but you can't really pay too much attention to the voting because that's always a popularity contest. I remember Grant Hill for 3 years didn't even play, used to get voted starting on the All-Star team.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous, bro. Austin Reeves, get out of here. You know?
Yeah, no, come on, Austin Reeves, come on. So and then LeBron gets like 6 million votes because he's probably hired bots
for sure. And people who love him, people who love him do it without it. Like LeBron's got fans who ride for him now, you know.
Yeah, no.
You know what made me laugh? Speaking of LeBron, you guys just have to bring this up. I was watching the game last night with what was it, USC and who were they playing?
Yeah, he kind of showed
I can't
out a little bit, didn't he?
No, his son was playing okay, right?
Yeah.
They're like, how's USC playing? And USC was down by like 18 at this point. And he's like, oh, they're playing well. No, they're not, man. What are you talking about? What are you talking about, LeBron?
Just like having that first page open on that book and taking 18 pictures, acting like you read the autobiography of Malcolm X. Man, stop it.
Yeah. Sorry, they're playing Arizona. That's who they're playing, man.
LeBron faking it a $3 bill. But do your thing, bro. Campaigning and champagning.
Yeah, I'm so done with this dude, man. It is time to retire, man. You gotta go. Like I can't handle even seeing like I just everywhere I
go. He does feel like
go
the
now.
old man at the party, bro. He does feel like the old man at the
hold
party.
on. Let me pose this question, right? Because as much as you love to like guys too, at the same time, right? You love to hate on people as well too, right? Because it makes sports fun, right? So LeBron is like a very easy guy to like just dislike for a numerous amount of reasons.
For me, I like to hate on certain guys, but LeBron, I just don't like him.
Okay, but like my question is, when he's gone, right? Who are the next more like hateable dudes in the league?
There's not going to be anybody
LeBron
who's got a
level?
long
Man,
time. That
LeBron
hateable.
level?
Yeah.
This guy got like goons working for him. Like, who's gonna do it like LeBron? You know?
Nobody. I can't. There's nobody in all of sports in general. I'm talking.
He's like a new
mountain climbing,
phenomenon.
Tennis, like everything. I can't.
I've never
think of
seen
anybody.
somebody like that's an athlete, but they're like, you know, he has a machine like Trump does or Biden or somebody.
Yeah.
Like he has people out here campaigning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Make the
LeBron's
Lakers great
machine
again.
is different. Like Jordan was one thing because people were just like in love with the guy. But LeBron's machine is like, yo, you are going to love me no matter what.
He has his own algorithm. You know what I mean? Like he has
Yes.
his own algorithm, and if you even step one big toe into that pool, your entire internet changes. Like I had to step off and just type in cats, dogs for like a week just to clean
get
up
it
my
all out.
computer from
Yes,
LeBron
yes.
because I just wanted to get quotes from this guy because I know he's
Stephen A.
but then
Smith is like that too.
it
Don't like
ruined my
a video
computer.
don't like a video that has anything to do with Stephen A. Smith. You will be flooded.
Yeah, forever. So is there anything else besides the All-Star voting, Ayton being left out in the sheets?
Yeah.
Goodness gracious.
I seen one quote that said how Wemby needs to get more wins in order to be Rookie of the Year because Chet's got it wrapped up. That's the dumbest shit I've heard. I mean, if you look at Wemby's per 36 right now, he's shitting on the league. Like,
nice.
just
It's crazy.
absolutely
Nice.
shitting on the league.
He's
This
super
guy's
nice.
averaging like 25, 14,
In,
4
like,
blocks
23
a game in 20, that's just per 36. Like, it's dumb. It's stupid, man. For a first-year guy to do that, to make that transition, is crazy. And then you look at Chet, and Chet's like had a year of strength and conditioning under his belt, year of a nutritionist, being in an NBA program. Yeah, he's playing that well, but he's not even close to Wemby level, man.
Who do you got?
Chet's
you got
playing
Wemby.
well. Yeah, Chet's playing really well.
I got Wemby all day, man.
yeah.
Wemby's just fucking out like stratosphere, man. He's out there. He's floating around in space, waiting for people to come challenge him, man.
Yeah, Wemby's talent is far and beyond any of the rookies. But Chet's playing really, really well.
Yeah, he is. Yeah,
And
absolutely.
but it's the Ben Simmons, Donovan Mitchell kind of thing where it's like one guy got to hang in the league for a while, another guy's a real rookie, and then there's this beef. I always felt like Donovan Mitchell should have won that, but they gave it to Ben.
Ben Simmons is the type of dude who goes to international clothiers and steals a suit. You know what I mean? Like, he's one of those guys. Like he is. I just can't.
What's the equivalent of the American International Clothers? I know they have one.
Burlington Coat Factory.
That's it, Burlington Coat Factory. For y'all don't know about. Yeah, that's what he's talking about, folks.
Yeah, he's that type of dude. Gerrard Square just sneaking a suit out. Get out of here.
Gerrard Square.
Get out of here. This guy got nerve damage. He's got nerves still sticking around. You know what I mean? Like, get out of here, this guy. But I agree with both of you. Like Wemby's ridiculous. I've never seen somebody make it look like it's ping pong.
His talent is undeniable.
Oh man! And I had a thought. Let me throw this at you. Let me pose this question before we wrap this up. But I was thinking of this. I think it was yesterday or this morning or something. But do you think that the San Antonio Spurs and Popovich, now seeing where it's at, was the right fit for his rookie year? What do you think? Do you think it would have been better if he would have been somewhere in a bigger market? No. What do you think? No?
I think it's the right fit. I think he's where he needs to be. I think Pop has had great success developing big guys, especially legendary Hall of Fame
Yeah,
big guys.
Tim
We're talking
Duncan,
like
yeah.
top 10 players of all time, man.
Dave
Between
Robinson. Or no,
Dave
he
Robinson and
didn't-
Tim Duncan. Yeah. Like, and you're talking about Tony Parker, Ginobili,
Yeah.
like Sean Elliott. Like, the list goes on, man. Like,
A perfect start for
I
him.
think he's where he needs to be. The problem with San Antonio is because of the way they drafted and because of the way that roster is constructed. You know, you could fault Popovich for that for the past few years as well too. They do not have a supporting cast that's going to help this guy win now, which is fine.
Yeah.
It's just going to take a little bit more time, but this guy's doing all of this without a point guard. And this is
Yeah.
ridiculous, man. If he
Yeah.
gets a point guard and he gets a proper talent who's like, maybe just like a, you know, I don't know, decent player who can shoot the ball, like, Devin Vassell might be that guy, but we don't know yet. But
No, I don't think so.
you know, I'm just saying, if he gets a proper point guard and he gets another running mate with him, they're gonna win a championship in no time.
Yeah.
It's just destiny with that guy, man.
Yeah, I was just thinking that, but yeah, I agree with you, but I was just thinking that. Well, next up for the Raptors is in New York, and it's our first game against OG since that trade. It's Saturday at 7:30 p.m. Quickly, we got a couple minutes here. What do you boys want to see? Are you excited to see OG? What are you looking for in this game?
Just want to see Bruce Brown strip him one time, man. That's all. With his bullshit handles, just take it off him and go down the court for a little layup, man. That's all.
Speaking of which, sorry, the Raptors are about to fall to the Chicago Bulls. It's 116 to 110 with about 20 seconds left.
So they blew it.
Yeah,
They were up for a bit, man. They were up for a bit.
Yeah. So DeMar's return. Speaking of which, Vince Carter, DeMar, Alvin Williams in one picture.
In the picture? They took a picture?
They took a picture today, yeah.
Okay,
Vince Carter, Alvin Williams, and DeMar DeRozan.
Oh, I wanted to see Vince.
Scottie?
Scottie, yes.
Yeah.
And DeRozan. That's what I wanted to see.
That would be a great pick.
That's the picture I wanted.
What about you, Max? What do you want to see in New York besides OG get stripped by Bruce Brown?
I want to see a win. God damn it! Like we gotta. I'm not into this. I remember the Chris Bosh era, losing. I remember Jay Triano, horrible coach, and he was Canadian, so I was scared we weren't gonna fire him and shit. So it was just that was a rough time in Raptors land, rough time, you know. But they fired the dude.
My memory, man.
But they fired the dude, and we got the team better. And Sam Mitchell came through, and then Dwayne Casey came through, and then we all know what happened after that. And it was a beautiful thing. So. But I don't want to go that low to get back up again. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think that's what Masai said today. I don't think it's going to go that long because that was a long road.
Bro, that was dark, man. It was dark.
It was so dark. It was so Anthony. What was his name? Anthony Parker and we had
Jalen Rose and we had Skip to My Lou and we had a lot of stuff, man.
But that specific Chris Bosh soft ass team, they were so soft. It was ridiculous how soft. Bargnani, Anthony Parker, Jose Calderon. You know, man, it was so soft. It was like these guys, like what could? And that was all Colangelo. Colangelo was soft too. It was like what is happening?
You were trying to do the European style team finesse, you know.
Yeah, wow. Anyways, we're not going there again. Masai won't let that happen. On that note, boys, that was fun. And so we'll see what happens next, and we'll be here to chat as usual. Have yourselves a good night, boys.
You too, guys.
All right.
And that was another episode of the Sportsitos Toronto Raptor podcast. And if you want to hit that little heart, that means like. And when you hit like, that pushes the LeBron algorithm, like I said earlier, and it pushes the Sportsitos Toronto Raptor podcast against the rest of those bum-ass Raptor podcasts. Not naming any names. I'll just leave it at that.